reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Well, hello and welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. I'm CJ.
And I'm Carlos.
Carlos is filling in for Chip because he is away in Boston having some pre-op work done.
Oh, I thought that you had a meeting with Trump.
No, that's later on.
You lied to me again.
Lies! Lies! Oh no, not lies!
You lied to me again.
Yep, last night was a fun day at City Hall, at Government Center, as the City Council seemed to have grown a set. But before we get to that, I have to address some more lies! You know, the mayor came out and talked about the Moody report and how wonderful Fall River is because we no longer have a negative outlook on Fall River. And he presented this, which is called the credit opinion. I gave you a copy, Carlos. It's right there on your desk. And this is a wonderful thing, except that you can pick and choose what you want to say. So I'm going to quickly go through what he picked and choose. The credit strengths. Sizable tax base with redevelopment potential. Notice it says potential. Large portion of debt is supported by Massachusetts QBP. That is the Quality Bond Program. The Quality Bond Program takes the money away to pay this debt before the city even sees it out of the local aid. Yet you get the city council and the mayor always screaming, we don't get enough in local aid. That's because you pissed it away before you even got it. You spent it already. Now, here's the credit challenges. Limited flexible financial flexibility with minimal reserves. No money. High debt burden. Even Moody's says we have a high debt burden. The mayor didn't talk about that, did he? History of weakness in the regional economy with high poverty. We're a poor city. Get with it, people. And finally, large pension liabilities. Okay, yet the mayor and Kathy Ann want to take dispatchers and EMS and make them Group 4 employees so he can burden the retirement system even more. But let's get to the facts of the matter. Because I have the report that the mayor obviously did not want to share. So let's share some of this. This is a rating action that removes the negative outlook in Fall River on its general obligation debt. It assigns a MIG-1 to its bonds. Now, last night in the city council meeting, they said, well, it's too late for us to undo the streetscapes program because we already bonded. Cliff Ponte said that. And Cliff Ponte was right. Because this morning, $14.018 million went on sale in bonds. So they couldn't have undone it last night because guess what? The bonds are already being sold as of this morning. Now, I'm going to just highlight this. While the MIG-1 rating reflects the satisfactory long-term credit characteristics of the cities enhanced by the intent of the notes to be redeemed by long-term bonds enhanced by the Massachusetts Quality Bond Program. The rating also incorporates sufficient takeout management and limited liquidity. Because this bond is paid by the state. They act as the receiver. Ooh, there's that word that nobody likes. And they pay the debt. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a MIG-1 status. The AA2, the A3 underlying rating reflects a limited financial position with very narrow reserves that is expected to remain stable but struggle to improve over the near term. The rating also incorporates the sizable tax base with below average income levels and outsized poverty rates, a high debt burden, and large pension liability. Again, Mr. Mayor, you have misrepresented the facts on our local media outlets. Then the AA2 status, which we also still have, is an enhanced rate reflects the inherent strength of the Massachusetts QBP and its direct pay arrangements authorized by state statute in which the state treasurer makes debt service payments on qualified bonds directly to the paying agent. In other words, Mr. Mayor, we have high debt, we can't pay our bills, somebody else has to do it for us, and all you want to do is bond, bond, bond. And you and the city council should be taken out back and flogged with a wet noodle. Because at this point, this is ridiculous. This has gone beyond a joke. And for you to misrepresent, which it seems to be the monicum of what your administration does, either yourself or through Kathy Ann or Mary Sahady or many other people, this is appalling. And the people of Fall River should do exactly what they've done in the past. Okay? Number one, they need to demand a forensic audit. And Shawn Cadime brought it up, but he says, I'm in for independent audits. Obviously, the independent audits aren't showing the people the facts. Because the city still hasn't provided to the retirement board where the $44,000 went that was missing, what accounts and who spent it, and who was responsible for it. So again, we get into this entire match of who did what and where. But you know what? We can't do that anymore. Now, you have to look, and Carlos, please chime in any time. Okay, you have to.
I'm just letting you lie.
Oh, I'm
Keep lying.
That's right.
Keep lying.
Keep lying. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure right now on the 6th floor, they're screaming, this liar's going at it. Well, you know what? Call me a liar, but this report does not lie.
Well,
And I posted this report last night on the Spindle City Straight Talk and South Coast Media pages on Facebook. And let me tell you something. I am not afraid of the facts. I am not afraid to say what is happening. And I will not be threatened or feel threatened. Because guess what? This has to happen. We need to know. We, the taxpayer, needs to know. And, you know, the city council has to
CJ,
grew it.
you just lying and keep lying.
That's it.
You know,
That's it.
the fact is that one conversation by phone changed all this, because now we are in good status again to bond again.
No, that is for this, according to this report, that's for this bond. And even Shawn Cadime didn't know that this was the bond they approved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we haven't spent any of the money. Doesn't matter. You didn't spend the money because you actually don't have it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're selling the bonds today. They went on sale this morning at 8 or 9 o'clock. So guess what? The bonds have only been for sale for 2 or 3 hours.
But the thing is, this information, it's available, you know, for some people. Not just this information. A lot of information are available, but people decide not to search, not to get the facts, and just believe everything that's been said because they trust this person or that person. I learned very early this year not to trust some people that I've been trusting for a lot of time, for a lot of years. So guess what? Now I prefer to read the information, get the facts, and decide who's lying.
Well, you know, Carlos, this is alternative facts. We get the alternative facts from the administration, and then we get the facts from the reporting agencies. And you know what? That's for this bond only. And it says it. And he's claiming that it's because of his financing and his budgeting. No. The report clearly states that this removal of the negative outlook was based upon the free cash available this year. The free cash that became available. And this administration's claiming credit for it. Guess what? It wasn't your budget, Mr. Mayor. That budget was set up by the previous administration. Therefore, it's not yours. So the previous administration did it. Okay? You just inherited it, and now you're claiming the glory. Well, guess what? The glory isn't yours. There is no glory. Because 5.3 or 5.4 or 5.2, but I believe it was $5.3 million of free cash means you overtaxed the people of Fall River. Or the previous administration overtaxed the people of Fall River.
Well,
and you know, who cares? It's not your money.
Credits is easy to get. You know, like the jobs at the Amazon. You know,
the jobs at Government Center.
I did it. The renovation of the new Harbor Mall, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, so this is one more.
You know, but I appreciate the fact that last night, Cliff Ponte and Shawn Cadime took the bull by the horns. Okay, they grew a set, and Shawn Cadime even said it. You lied to us. You lied to us. I know that right now Chip's listening to this probably on his cell phone or on a computer screen, and he's going, "I want to be there," because I know Chip was infuriated. Infuriated. But I think what infuriates me more, how many people know what a zombie is? You know what a zombie is? A zombie goes around eating brains. In Fall River, we don't have zombies. We have zombies. Okay? They're people who follow the administration, and the administration can do no wrong. No wrong. And I heard it last night. I heard it last night from them. Okay? They were attacking the city council. Why aren't you attacking Kathy Ann Viveris, who every time she presents something to the city council, she's got to go back and she cheats? Why aren't you attacking Mary Sahady, who's never done an audit for the city at all? She's only done reconciliations according to the testimony from her partner. Why are you not attacking the fact that they weren't ready at the previous city council meeting with the numbers? And then they come to this meeting like they do to every meeting. Well, I can get those numbers for you, and I'll get them to you later. No, you got to go into that meeting prepared. And if you're not prepared, what does that say for the state of finances for the city of Fall River?
And that's going on for years.
Right.
That's going on for years. Administration after administration, city council are asking for numbers. City council are asking questions, and people are not prepared.
No, and then when they do ask the questions, which is their job, you have the zombies who turn around and go, "Braids! I need the braids because you're stupid, so I need to eat them."
And you know something? It's funny if we go couple years down the road before we had the problem and we had to change mayors. That was the same kind of city council meetings, you know, that
Right.
they were not prepared.
Right.
And the city council was fine with. Oh, okay, bring me next time, you know. Next year, we talk about that next year. Now, it's a complete different story. We have actually city councils that want to dig enough. They want to know numbers. They want to know the facts. And they don't want that answer. You know, I'm sorry, I don't have the number for you. It's something that I really don't understand. And that's why the city councils were right when they say there was no communication. If I have a project and I'm working in a project, okay, and I'm going in front of my board with a proposal or to discuss an event, I have to have all the answers they're asking for. How much that's going to cost? I need to know how much that is going to cost. You know, how are we going to do it? So before I even put the stuff on the agenda, I'm already prepared because I know my board is going to ask me questions. If I want that to be approved, I need to give them the questions, or else they're going to say, you don't have the questions. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We're not going to pass it. We're not going to approve it. We want to know what we're dealing with. So I kind of work on the same system. I work on a system that I'm 1 vote out of 9. So for me to get an event done on Pleasant Street, first of all, I need to get the 9 votes, or I need to get the support of all my board. They are just like the city councils to me. Every time that I have something to present to them that's new, they never heard about it, I have to get all the information that I need, or the most information that I need, so I can put it on the agenda so we can have discussions about. I'm not saying that I'm going to have all the answers. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I need to have at least 90% so we can approve, bend, depending on that last request or that last information they ask for. So that's why I say it's no communication. How you know that is no communication? I contact my boards one-on-one before, so just to get them an idea if it's something that I should go for it. If they show me that let's talk about, then I have at least a movement for me to put that on the agenda. I'm not going to put anything on the agenda that at least I didn't talk to the board about it. So they tell me, go for it, get information, and then put on the agenda. That's communication. That's why I do 30, 40, 50 events a year. And sometimes 3 events in a weekend.
Hey, but you know what? Here's the problem. You pointed it out. You have a communication path between your board and you. But the problem with the city council and with the mayor is...
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Oh, imagine that. A failure to communicate. But people don't understand this, okay? They don't understand it. And there's a way to do it properly. I felt bad because Mike Dion was sitting there.
Oh, I felt so bad for Mike yesterday.
He was in the hot seat because he was put in the position where he either had to commit to funds, which he knew he couldn't do. He knew he couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. All right? Or do what he did, in which case, like Shawn Cadime said, you and I both know what's going to happen. Tomorrow morning, you're going to be hauled upstairs floor, and you're going to be told to find the money. But guess what? If the money isn't there, you can't find it. And you can't misuse some of the money. And I started looking over what community development block grants can be used for. And while the building may indeed be eligible for it, you would have to look and see, are they offering governmental services there at all? Like a VA representative meeting somebody there to fill out the application, or explaining their benefits, or processing out what they need. Because if that's the case, community development block grant can't be used there. And I'm not trying to take money away from that building, but I'm being honest. The law says what you can and cannot do. So you have to make sure that those services are not being done there when they should be done at Government Center or in a federal building.
That's why Mark Dion don't want to put a stamp on it, because he don't want to promise anything.
Exactly.
Because he knows that he have a system that he needs to follow.
Right, but this mayor doesn't follow systems, and we know this. Okay? So when you look at this entire mess, it's unbelievable. And that was very unfair. And then Chris Gallagher goes, I'm going to go to the CPA tomorrow and file for emergency money for that building. Okay, I can appreciate that. But Chris, can you explain to me how you already went to CPA, started the process, and then dropped the ball? Maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was somebody else. But an application had been filed with the CPA for emergency money for that building, and then when they requested to go inspect the building and look at it to decide whether or not it was an emergency, nobody followed through. Again, where's the accountability? This wasn't told to the city council.
And CPA has restrictions.
That's right.
That they have to put on that building.
Right.
So just, CPA is going to give them $100,000. And then next year, they're going to find out that they cannot work out of that building anymore. They're going to have to sell that building, and the new owner wants to demolish the building.
Right.
Guess what? Now it's a big problem because
there's deed restrictions.
CPA put money and restrictions on that building. That building cannot be demolished.
Right.
So, it's not that easy just to apply for money and say, we're going to apply, the money is there, and we're going to get it.
No, the city took $99,000 for King Philip Mill. Okay? And guess what? They can't demolish it now. And if they demolish it, the CPA's has to get their money back. Mm-hmm. How much you want to commit? The mayor's going to say, no, we're not going to give you back the money. So after Chris Gallagher said that, I looked, me, the 30A king, I looked over his agenda for this for the Community Preservation Committee. Item 4 said new business, nothing specific. Item number 6 said emergency applications, nothing specific. Now I know there was an emergency application pending for today. And that application was for the Oak Grove Cemetery. I'm not sure what it was for, but that should have been on the agenda. There is nothing on the new business which needs to be there with specificity. So I called up the committee chair, and I said, if I were you, I would cancel your meeting for tomorrow and reschedule it for 48 hours. So you can put with specificity in there. I can't cancel a meeting. I have to go through with these deed restriction templates. I said, that's fine. I said that as soon as you open the meeting, table 4 and 6, new business and emergency applications. This way a 30A complaint isn't generated. I said, because you don't really need the aggravation. And I did exactly what the Attorney General said. Always approach the body first. But because of the restrictions placed on me by the City Council President, I can no longer approach the City Council President directly about these 30A complaints. So now I have to file them. The subcommittees, I can talk to them about them. But when it comes to City Council in general, I have to just file them. Because Shawn Cadime sent me an email, and I still have it, that says, please cease all future communications. Boom, done. I stopped. Now, this is going to prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the City Council doesn't review their agendas. They don't. Every one of them. I filed a 30A complaint under 23B, Section 23B, in regards to the fact that corporate counsel consistently fails to answer the complaints within the time frame specified in the law, which is 14 business days. And I even attached the most recent response to that complaint as a prima facie evidence that he does this regularly, or that he does this. Now, you would have thought, had you read that, so city councilors, 0 stars for you on that. You're obviously too rude or too much of in a hurry to get out of the building. You would have read the complaint and said, you know what? This complaint is about the fact that corporate counsel isn't answering these on time. And that's the second one I filed. I've never filed under 23B before. I started with Steve Long's subcommittee, and now I've done it for this response to the entire city council. The only way they're going to learn is when you file the complaints. And I've spoken to the Attorney General's office and said the only way they're going to learn is you start assessing the fines. It's $1,000. I said, because once they're going to take the money out of their pocket, they're done. They're done. And everyone says, oh, why are you doing this? What are you getting out of it? I don't get anything out of it. If they're going to force me to abide by the law, then I'm obviously going to have to try to force them to do it. And you know what? They proved last night, beyond any doubt, that they don't even read what's presented. And I sent them emails telling them, the Attorney General says you should approach the complainant before it gets to this point. Discuss it with the complainant. I can't do that because Shawn Cadime said, I don't want to hear from you anymore. So your city council president, your representative, who derives his authority from you, the people, under part of the first Article 5, says to me, I don't represent you because I don't want to hear from you. Okay.
But again, I don't care how many files you do. If the law gives you the rights to file, that's the only thing that matters.
That's right.
I cannot blame you or anybody that files a complaint. If the law allows you to do, it's your right to do it. And, nobody can stop you. Nobody can tell you not to do it. Period.
Well, this show, in regards to what happened yesterday at the City Council, is going to be continued on to Friday. But I'll tell you, I have more important things to do than be sitting in front of my computer, researching the law, and writing these complaints. Okay? I have a hard drive, a 2-terabyte hard drive, filled with complaints against boards and the City of Fall River City Council, the school committee, a 2-terabyte hard drive with all the evidence. Okay? And Pam LeBeau turns around and says, well, we haven't heard any decisions. No, because they're still working out one.
Well, we're going to have to hire security to be outside your door.
Yeah, well, believe me, I've already had my life threatened more than once about this. But, if you, the people, don't care that they walk all over you, that they lie to you, that they cheat, that they overtax you, they steal your money, hey, why should I waste my time? And this is the problem.
And one thing that really is bothering me, and this is election year, is the fact that people just take a side without knowing both
facts.
sides.
Right.
Both sides. You want to take a side, please learn both sides. Because when you learn both sides, then you have the right to be on that side, and I have the right to be on this side, and we're going to stay friends, but we're not going to agree on something. But when I know both sides and I take my side, and you are trying to fight me, just knowing your side, guess what? It's a loss. It's a loss. You're not right.
But Carlos, you can't argue with stupid. That's the problem. And here's the bigger problem of this whole picture. Fall River for years, elected officials have always won their elections from chow mein sandwiches and hot dogs. Okay? And right now you have a group of individuals who were very active in the recall effort to remove a mayor, who are now falling lockstep with Jazel, with the mayor, when they moved to recall a mayor with less than this. And I think it's because Fall River citizens are looking for something to give them some stability. And they're willing to accept stupidity and lies instead of saying, no, I'm not going to tolerate this from you. I'm going to move forward.
But you know something? During the recall, I watched it from the outside. I never got involved. I watched all the movement from the outside. And I still looking from the outside today into this. And the thing I see is, during the recall, I watching comments on Facebook from 400, 500 people, okay? And now I watched 10 people.
Right.
That's it. And I can tell you the names.
Oh, don't, yeah,
okay?
please.
10 people that are still, you know, defending the mayor. Doesn't matter what he does, whatever he does, it's roses. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that all that recall group, it's divided.
No, they divided themselves up during the recall. And what happened here was they let their personal opinions and their personal beliefs get in the way of a movement that could have been a strong political force. It now is no longer a political force. Now it's all about me, and that doesn't work. So,
and the sad part about all this and being in election year, a lot of people going to lose friends because of a two-year mayor, you know, because it's not going to last forever, but friends last a lifetime.
Yeah, well,
so that's something that I'm very, you know, I'm very open. I'm going to make my position. I'm going to be very vocal about my position. I have no problem to say my views like I always did. So, but guess what? Who is really my friend is going to be on the opposite side, but we still have a good conversation and we still go out for coffee. Like you and me, I didn't vote for Trump, but guess what? I love to talk about Trump with you. So.
Yeah, well, I think Jazel went to the Trump School of Alternate Facts. So, I mean, I just think it's interesting. You know, the mayor gave his State of the Speech address last night. I can't get into it because we're just about out of time. But
hey, I already liked a couple of things that Trump did.
Yeah, well, I've read them too, so it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. We'll see you Friday. Chip will be back. Stay angry.
Very good. And Chip will be back. I hope so. So you don't lose more viewers.
We never lose viewers.
Oh, you do when I'm here.
Have a great day.